What's going on, guys? Ryan Tavazzoli here. Welcome back to another video on my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you guys a few of my favorite drills when it comes to improving your weak foot. So, one of my favorite training tools I'm going to be using is this net. If you don't have a net, you can easily use a wall. Just allows us to have hundreds and hundreds of touches using our weak foot if we want. So, going to get into my first drill. I'm just going to be keeping the ball in the air with one bounce, just focusing on my technique with my right foot, making sure I've got good control, trying to keep a rhythm going, and that's where you'll really notice improvements in your weak foot ability. I'm using the cones here just to add some form of restrictions into where I'm allowed to move to. So I'm going to start by really simple, one bounce, using my right foot only. Obviously I'm left footed, and just keeping the ball in this box.
With this first drill, you want to have hundreds, even thousands of touches with all parts of your weak foot.
So as you're doing it, really focus on getting a good connection with the ball. If you're on a pitch like I am, or an uneven surface, it'll be good for you because you have to move your feet as well, like that one there. It drops a bit short. Using all parts of your foot, and then once you do get into a good rhythm, and you felt like you've done it for around 5-10 minutes, had loads of touches, you can then progress it to one touch, just keeping it up. Really stay light on your feet for this, so you're able to get a good connection every time the ball comes back to you. You have a good weight of pass, good delicate touch off your foot, just to keep the momentum going. If you want to take it up another notch from this, you can go straight foot. So once again, do this for around 5 minutes. Stay light on your toes, focus on the connection with the ball. And it doesn't matter if you get tired, because we have to learn to use our weak foot well under fatigue. So once you've done another 5 minutes or so of this, then we want to try and transition to touch, weak foot only. This would be by far and away the hardest of the 3 drills. And what makes it even harder is that my legs are starting to fatigue, so it's harder to move my feet and adjust to how the ball comes back at me. Alright. Once you've done another 5 minutes of that, loads of 2 touches, probably touch the ball over 500 times in space of 10 or 15 minutes there. Now we're going to open it up to more match specific like drills. Okay, so that's the first drill done. We had hundreds of touches using our weak foot, balls in the air, but now we're going to get it back on the ground, and we're going to focus on dribbling with our weaker foot, passing off the rebound boards, and then we're going to fire it into the goal using only our weak foot throughout the whole drill. So let's get into this one.
If your weak foot isn't your strong point, start the drill off slow. The more you do the drill, your weak foot will progressively improve, and that's when you can start increasing the speed at which you do the drill. You want to try and get to a point where you're able to do the drill quickly whilst taking multiple touches between the cones, whilst the ball is under good control. After every rep, run back so that you're keeping the intensity of the drill high, as you want to improve your technique under fatigue too.
1 set done. Gonna do 3 sets of this, 8 reps. Obviously, the more I go through each set, the more tired I get, and that's when I really have to focus on my technique. Try and keep my head up when I'm dribbling. It's really hard when using your weak foot, so obviously you feel less coordinated, less balanced. And then focusing after you get through the cones on the passes, the weight of the pass, your first touch, making sure it's delicate enough to stay behind the pole, and then finish with an accurate pass or shot. 2-minute rest, 2 more sets of that. We want to work under fatigue, really. That's when you start noticing improvements in your technique. You can't always do it when you're fresh, so.
When passing to the rebound board, you want to make sure that your pass is crisp so that it comes back to you, and then you want to make sure that your first touch sets you up nicely for your next pass or shot.
Alright, that's that drill done. At the end there, my legs started to get heavy. That's when my technique starts to deteriorate a little bit, but you've got to grind through it, because in games there's going to be so many times when your legs get heavy, you start breathing heavily, and you've got to concentrate on your technique. So that's that drill done. We'll have a 2-minute rest now before we move into more passing, more longer passing on our weak foot, and we'll go from there.
Alright, so a pro tip for you guys is to work on the balance of your preferred foot. Your weak foot is so used to being on the ground, acting as a standing leg for your strong foot, whereas when you use your weak foot to pass, dribble or shoot, your stronger foot isn't used to being a foot that is on the ground constantly. So if you want to improve your weak foot, you want to make sure that you put in the time to work on the balance of your strong foot.
Alright, so 3rd drill. We're going to incorporate a lot of turns now, so ball manipulation's got to be really good. Our first touch, technique, weight of our pass, that will all be in the first part of this drill. Then, after 10, 12 passes, get the ball out of our feet. I'm going to try and find one of the mini goals. So, I've actually used a really small target here with the mini goals. Could have got a medium-sized goal or a large goal, put 2 poles down, but it makes it more difficult. And obviously in games, sometimes we have really small targets that can be difficult to find. So if we practice it here now, we're going to increase our chances in a game of finding our target. So let's get into this one.
The objective of this drill is to complete the passes as quick as possible. For this reason, you've got to make sure that you put the right weight on each pass so that the ball is constantly under your control and doesn't get away from you. Because this is a weak foot drill, you've got to constantly be on your toes in between passes so that you can react quickly and avoid using your strong foot. The touch before the long pass is really important. If you don't get the ball out of your feet and open up your body well enough, your long pass won't be accurate. Also, when you first start with this drill, you may not get many long passes on target, and that's to be expected. But as you practice more, the more accurate those passes will start to become. Keep the intensity high. You'll find that the longer you do the drill, the heavier and more fatigued your legs will become. And this is where passes and touches will start to become sloppy. So really focus on your technique.
Alright, that's my session done. Thousands of touches there of my weak foot. Way more than I'd get in a week's worth of training if I didn't go out of my way to do a weak foot session. So once or twice a week, you'll really start to notice improvements on your weak side. You'll feel more balanced, more coordinated. Your technique will improve, and essentially you'll improve your all-round game. So guys, if you like my video, please hit the like and subscribe button, and get down in the comments, let me know what other drills you'd like to see, and I'll see you in the next video.